Greetings to all the bootstrappers and very important kiddos out there in the interwebs, on Facebook, on YouTube, and everywhere else you might be today. It is sprint planning day, and I realized as we were getting ready for the sprint planning that we forgot about our review and retrospective yesterday, but one thing came to my mind just now as I was getting ready to go live, so we'll cover that too. Need to excuse Austin today. He had to be into work at 6 a.m. opening up the store, so we're going to miss him and look forward to having him rejoin us. Let's get started with the most important thing we have for the day, every day, and that is our very important kiddo. Today's very important kiddo is none other than the one, the only, Solomon. Congratulations, Solomon, on being today's very important kiddo. Okay, so let's start out with a little retrospective piece. And that comes down to this. I realized that one of the things that we've been failing to do over the last sprint or two is improve our streams. We did a whole bunch of improvements as we were ramping up to this venture. But then we got all focused on other things, and we've kind of let them sit and chill the way they are. So this week we are going to improve our streams, and let me tell you how I realized the very first thing we can do is do some improvements in solo mode here. I have some buttons here on my keypad that I didn't know what to do with, and now I know what to do with them, because in solo mode, this is what things look like. Yeah, not very good. Right? So I'm going to take my center buttons here and I'm going to program them to be the one and only solo mode view so that we can support those things better. In the meantime, today, I guess I'll have to slide over here so that we can share the screen effectively. So let's get on to planning then. So the first thing we have on today's planning is we're actually going to start talking about our financial goals. Now, why is it important to talk about financial goals? Well, if a business doesn't make money, it can't help anybody, right? Hey, that was kind of poetic. If a money don't make money, can't help nobody. Okay. Maybe it wasn't as poetic as it sounded. Particularly today, we're going to talk about defining the metrics that will be used to measure our financial goals. And the reason that that is so incredibly important is because just to say we're going to make this much money, we're going to have this much revenue, does not necessarily provide all the information we need to determine whether we're being successful and whether we're headed in the right direction. Specifically, it doesn't help us do that in the early stages when we don't have substantial revenue, right? So we want to define some other measures, some other metrics that will be our guiding stars that will tell us, yes, we're going in the right direction, such that eventually we will accomplish our financial goals. And so that's what we will do with this particular aspect of smart financial goals this week. We're also going to continue our professional goals regarding the owner's transformation that we want to have for the CirclePy Creative team members. We will expand on the theme that we mentioned yesterday regarding the professional objectives, which you will remember are that we want to prove that we have the grit to build a family-friendly business by learning, practicing, and teaching skills related to business, leadership, media production, design, and development. We will build on that by drilling into the individual and aspirational identities. And so we'll get that kind of nailed and documented. And then the third thing we're doing this week is wrapping up our cause/fight summation. We've been focused on defining the ideal avatar for our cause and fight, who we're fighting for, and now we will figure out how we're going to fight for them, and we'll document that. that will help us understand how to represent that and how to support that rolling forward. So those are the core goals and objectives of the week. It sounds doable, sounds like it won't be too heavy. There's a couple of other things we need to do from a retrospective perspective, and that is, as I mentioned earlier, we need to get the solo mode going. So we'll say, hey, solo mode shots, just in case that happens in the future. And then we also need to make a plan for picking up Connor when we're doing R&Rs. So that'll be on our list to improve things. Okay, and that's where we're at for the day. We have just one more very important thing to discuss. All right, Solomon? Solomon's not here to answer, so I'll answer for him. Yes! Very, very important. That was a terrible Solomon impersonation. Solomon, sorry. I apologize for that. But we do need to spin that scrummy prize wheel to see just what... Boy, that's weird. There it is. Okay, I finally found it. So, Solomon, this is for you. For Solomon, we have one glorious deluxe spinning top coming your way. Okay, everybody, that is everything we've got for Sprint Planning Live this sprint around. We look forward to catching you tomorrow morning. Same scrummy time in the same scrummy place for the same... Actually, for a Scrum Stand-Up Live, Sprint Live. So we will update you on the progress we're making, and